Good day to everyone. We will be talking about today the endosymbiotic theory. So, before we dive deeper into the topic, let us first have a recap of lessons that will be helpful in this topic. So, first one is what is the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells? So, prokaryotes are unicellular. Their nucleus is absent. Rather, they have nucleoid DNA free roaming inside their cytoplasm. They reproduce via binary fission, have circular DNA, no membrane-bound organelle, and their size is approximately 0.2 to 2.0 micrometer in diameter. Example of those are bacteria and archaea. While on the other hand, eukaryotes are multicellular, nucleus is present, and they reproduce via mitosis, they have linear DNA, and contain membrane-bound organelles. And lastly, their size is approximately 10 to 100 micrometer in diameter. Example of those are animal cell and plant cell. So what do they have in common? So they both have DNA, they have cell membrane, and ribosome. However, their difference is that the subunit of prokaryotes have a subunit of 30S and 50S, while on the other hand, eukaryotes have a subunit of 40S, 60S in their ribosome. So, being more specific with eukaryotes, let us compare animal cell and plant cell as well. So, animal cell have small vacuole, they don't have chloroplast nor cell wall. While on the other hand, plant cell have chloroplast and cell wall, and large vacuole in contrast with animal cell. So the common in both of these cells, they both have mitochondria, nucleus, cell membrane, Golgi apparatus, nucleus, ribosome, and endoplasmic reticulum. So let us now go back to endosymbiotic theory. So let us first understand the etymology or definition of the name itself. So endo, from the word itself meaning inside, and symbiotic coming from the word symbiosis meaning relationship. So from that we have a brief idea what endosymbiotic theory means. So endosymbiotic theory is the evolutionary theory of the origin of eukaryotic cells from prokaryotic cells. So it is said that mitochondria and chloroplast may have risen from prokaryotes. So before we dive deep to evidence on why this theory was proposed, let us first know its history. So the argument was first come up by Lynn Margulis in 1960s. She claimed that mitochondria looked like a bacteria when she looked at it at the microscope. She also claimed that chloroplasts in algae and plant cells evolved from symbiotic bacteria, which are cyanobacteria, similarly with mitochondria. So let us take note that cyanobacteria are photosynthetic bacteria, while aerobacteria are aerobic or or bacteria that are capable of respiration. So this claim of Lynn Margulis was confirmed by her co-worker when they observed a plant cell under the microscope and saw DNA of cyanobacteria in the chloroplast. So Margulis spent much of the rest of the 1960s honing her argument that symbiosis was an unrecognized but major force in the evolution of cells. And then while honing for this argument of hers, in the 1970s, she published her argument in The Origin of Eukaryotic Cells, which then became the endosymbiotic theory. So one could ask, what evidence did she use so that she proposed her argument that eukaryotic cells have arisen from prokaryotic cells? So this is the evidence. So the first evidence that she proposed is that chloroplasts have same function with prokaryotes, same with mitochondria. She has observed that chloroplasts and mitochondria also reproduce via binary fission, and they have the same size as prokaryotic cells, and they also have say they also have the same size as them. And then for number 2, mitochondria and chloroplasts have their own DNA that is circular, not linear. And third, mitochondria and chloroplasts have their own ribosome that have 30S and 50S subunits. And lastly, for evolution, it can be foretold that in the evolutionary branch, that the endosymbiotic event that generated mitochondria must have happened early in the history of eukaryotes, because all eukaryotes have them. Then later in the event brought chloroplasts into some eukaryotic cells, creating the lineage that led to plants. Let us remember that all in the recap earlier, that plant cells also have mitochondria. On the other hand, animal cells do not have chloroplasts. So probably this part, plants have branched off and developed a chloroplast. And there you have it. There is the endosymbiotic theory that the origin of eukaryotic cells have risen from prokaryotic cells.